What is the best and fastest way to get rid of side and under chest fat? A lot of people are bothered by this little bit of hanging fat here. Today I'm going to cover the best exercises to get rid of that, as well as a secret stretch I always do to eliminate fat on my chest and give me a nice full rounded chest. Let's get into it. Those of you who are slightly more experienced in the gym will be expecting me to say one thing: you can't spot reduce fat. And to be honest, you're right. However, if you employ a certain number of chest building exercises, targeting a certain area of your chest, you can improve the overall look of your chest, even if you don't spot reduce that fat. What are those exercises? Here they are. Dips are an excellent way to train up that outer lower part of your chest, the part that most people see an unpleasant little hanging of fat. The key point with dips though, is you've got to make sure the form is correct. A lot of people when they do dips, they don't know the difference between a dip for a tricep and a dip for a chest. Difference being, when you do a dip for a chest, you want to angle yourself slightly forward, keep your elbows tucked, and press through your lower chest, as opposed to letting your triceps flex and take the weight for you. I will demonstrate. Another little tip for you: instead of rushing out of the bottom of a dip and exploding out, let your body slowly fall downwards. The longer it's in that hole, the more your lower pecs are going to stretch, and the greater the contraction will be when you come out of it. So don't rush that movement. I have never seen anyone else do this exercise, so you're getting an exclusive here. I promise you secret techniques. This is one of them. We're going to do an underhand Smith machine bench press. You heard me right. We're going to put our hands, instead of over the top, we're going to wrap them underneath. When we do so, we activate our lower pecs and enable a much greater stretch, particularly at the bottom of the movement, for that lower pec. Because it's quite a precarious situation though, a few form tips to note. We want to come down super slow, and you're going to have to use quite a light weight. Me, I typically won't go above a plate, maybe a plate and a half, unless I'm feeling like a big dog or there's a pretty girl nearby, in which case 3 plates it is. Another key form point, we're going to bring the bar nice and low on our chest. As with all these lower pec movements, we're going to be aiming towards the lower part of our chest just to build up that lower pec. Pretty much as low as you bring it, that's where you're going to be training. So you want to be as low as possible. Now, as I mentioned earlier, one of the key factors when it comes to reducing that under pec fat is lowering your overall body fat percentage. You can't spot reduce fat. If you want desperately to lose that under chest fat, you're going to have to lose fat on your whole body. If losing body fat is something you struggle with and you think maybe I could help, there's going to be a link below. Click that. We'll get you looking nice and lean. We'll lose this for real. On to the next exercise. Our next exercise is a secret little cable superset. This is a superset I've sweared by for over 6 years, and it's contributed a lot to my total lack of under chest body fat. So the first half of the superset, we take the weight, we move slightly forward, and we pretty much do a normal chest fly, pointed slightly towards the ground or at about a 45-degree angle. Typical chest fly form applies, so a big inhale on the eccentric and an exhale on the concentric. When you get to the point of near failure, which for this should be about 8 to 10 reps, you take a step back so the cables are parallel with your body, so my arms are straight out to my sides. And then we do 8 to 10 more reps out and then together at the bottom. The important thing here is at the bottom we're squeezing the fuck out of our pecs. And if you're doing the form correctly, you should feel that in your outer lower pec. Chest stays up as normal, we're not hunched over. Chest stays up. We're just focusing on squeezing that lower pec. Now personally, I'm not a big fan of bench press, but for those of you that don't mind bench press, it's important to note that a decline bench press is going to build up that lower pec. It's a great exercise if you like it. I'm just not too inclined to do bench press. Now, I mentioned I have some secret techniques to make you look a lot more muscular, decrease the appearance of fat. For chest, I have 2 techniques for this. The first one, you're going to take your hands, you're going to put them out in front of you, squeeze them together as though you're trying to crush something between your palms. That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, same sort of movement, put them together, bring them to where your belly button is, push your palms against each other. When you do these 2 movements, you're going to inflate your chest with the excess of blood, and if you superset this with one of your chest exercises, preferably towards the end of your workout, it's going to lead to an enormous pump, help you gain some more muscle in your chest, and decrease the appearance of that fat. Thank me later. If you mix in some of these exercises, combine that with lowering your overall body fat percentage, train chest a little bit more, and add in my little superset squeezes, I promise you will see a noticeable reduction in that pec fat that you don't want. If you got some value from this video, I make a tip video like this pretty much every other day. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.